Hello and welcome back to JOKAKAKA. I am Jim.
And I'm Sam.
So what a weird name that we chose, 8 years ago? How old is this podcast? It's like close to 8 years old, I think.
I was going to talk about this a little bit more. Root Beer talk about when I was watching Grapefruit's chat and he saw me. They had to explain to his friend who he's streaming with about the origins of her name. I was like, yeah, it's kind of think about it. It's kind of stupid.
It's kind of stupid. It's kind of dated. But so yeah.
I mean, not really relevant now when there's no fruit. We would probably have to look up rock types and try to make a pun.
We're too locked in. But, so in case you don't know what a JOKAKAKA or a JOKAKAKA is, we are a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure podcast. We talk about the manga.
Do you think there's people that skip part 8 and just reading part 9?
Yes, there are certainly people that do that.
Crazy.
There are people that I think just jumped right to 9.
Crazy.
They probably watched the anime, watched 6, and then jumped to 9.
Waiting for part 7, but
yeah, crazy insane. Everyone has a different journey.
Know that part 8 has spoilers for part 7, so they skipped that and just...
Hey, my first Metal Gear game was Metal Gear Solid 4, so...
I mean, my first was Revengeance.
Yeah, we all experience the world at different rates. But so yeah, we talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We're here to talk about the newest chapter of the JoJoLands.
Yeah, last month was a break month, right? We got the Rohan chapter. I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yes, we had the Bruschetta.
Yeah. So we're here to talk about chapter 26, which has a name. It's called Paco vs. Ningbo Part Uno.
Which is really funny because it feels like this fight's going to end next chapter.
I have thought it was already over. Till the very end, yeah.
But before we start, we have to shout out the patrons that donated any amount of money to us. And if you want your name shouted out at the beginning of these episodes, you can leave whatever you feel comfortable leaving.
All right, Sam, would you please give us those beautiful names?
Thank you to Blueface, Ilse Pencil, Gilbo, Call Me K. Yeah, Ren. I can't. My eyesight is so bad when you realize you have to read these from far away.
Nino Nen.
I was like, wow, I need to get new glasses, don't I? Perpetually.
I got it. Perpetually angry.
I was like, oh my god, my eyesight is so bad with this small font.
Perpetually angry. Classic Andy, Sabat, and Truffle.
I am so mad how this is why I got that message hey, you want to schedule an eye doctor appointment now? I'm like, what's a sign?
Oh my god, we're old Sam.
No, I always had bad eyes. So.
I have too. But all right, let's talk about this chapter. So, cool cover page. I love it. I love that they're on a boat. It's one of my bingo items is that they will be on a boat at one point, and we haven't really seen that yet.
Yes, and the two characters that aren't the focus of
we've seen them on a boat. Sorry, I'm stupid.
They are currently on a boat.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
You don't consider yachts a boat?
I don't see it as a boat because I hate rich people.
Do you consider, do you consider yachts more homes than boats?
Yachts are boats. But no, the fact that it's like anchored right now is why I feel like I want a traveling boat. That's my issue. I want a boat that's like on the open seas. Right now, I don't know if we got a name for this boat. I love that boats have names.
I have not looked, so...
it might have a name, but this boat, to my knowledge, is anchored, so it is not engaged on a fun sea adventure.
So like the SS Howler.
That'd be boring. Sam, if you could name a boat...
It'd be a reference to a song or something like that.
What would it be?
I don't know. What's the Howler reference to again?
No, I'm saying if you could name a boat.
Oh, if I could name a boat?
Yeah,
it had to be a pun. I'd make definitely a pun. I can't think of anything. You can't put me on a spot for a pun.
All right, think about it. We'll get back to it later. Listeners, what would you name your boat?
Your boat. Maybe they have a boat.
If you have a boat, what's its name? So this is a very kinetic chapter, I would say.
Yes, it's an action chapter. It's really showing you how good at close quarter combat Paco is.
And this is kind of what we were wanting, right? Like this is what I've been dying for Paco to
everybody was
beat
like
up a guy.
At the beginning probably had the idea. We were probably there. Oh, Paco's more so the pickpocket guy. Like he's just gonna grab stuff. But no, he is like
he's the muscle. In more ways than one. He is the muscle.
This is like the coolest thing. This is like when you actually got CQC in like that one with the twins in part 8. Where Gappy mostly did
CQC twins.
Yeah, when he did CQC against them, it was great. But this is more like brutal. Like I feel like Araki maybe like just watching movies that had brutal CQC.
It feels it's really fun because I like that we get a bit of the gunplay in there too. But like it feels like very brutal, quick takedowns, which is what like fighting is. Yeah. Like you want to get like a quick takedown. Like
maybe it's even like
Paco gets Paco literally is like clinging to the ceiling, so he attacks him from above.
I think there's brutal like the Raid or like The Night Comes for Us, where it's just like this brutal like fight, this brutal fight movies.
Yeah. I need to watch the raid again. It's been too long.
I haven't seen the second one.
I thought we watched. I watched it with our
watched
third
the first
friend.
one. Yeah,
I watched the raid 2 with our third friend. It was okay.
We also should watch the Night Comes for Us because it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Is that also?
I mean, the same director. Maybe the same director. It's probably not as good, but it's a lot more brutal. Like it's very awesome.
I like that movie. But yeah, speaking of brutal, Ningbo's just not even jaw. Like his whole mouth gets destroyed by Paco's fist.
Yeah. And like he just like starts spraying the Uzi, but he's like taking these shots. It's just awesome. I love this so much.
It was kind of giving me some flashbacks to near the end of part 8 when they were fighting Wonder View in the like operating room.
Yeah.
And we're dealing with
but hits actually happen.
Yeah. We're dealing with like an enclosed space, so our characters have to they have to act with that in mind. So that's why Paco's trying to make sure that the gun is obviously like out of the picture as soon as possible, and it's cool too. It feels realistic of like Paco as a guy who was in the military. He's very aware of the threat of a gun and is keeping the gun away from Ningbo.
Do not let him point it up, essentially, and like. And also, it's just like someone I read like some like thoughts about how Araki's really been going for these brutal like close quarter gun involved fights. Like it brings a really different dynamic of just someone actually bringing a real gun into a stand fight, and not just like the gimmick of just like what's his name of like Mista. Yeah, that was more of a gimmick or like whole horse, which was the stand. But this is like no, these are real guns. The guy also has a stand. This is like. It's just crazy. It's funny because Superman also had a gun.
Yeah, it's funny because like a lot of older JoJo parts when they fight guys, them having a gun would be like a downgrade. Like so many of the fights in part 4, if the bad guy had a gun, I'd be like, okay, well this doesn't really matter. But
we had a Grateful Dead where like you take Mista out and just takes the gun out of his hand and just shoot Mista in the head.
But here, what we have is like these stands are so much more. What's the word? They're like. They're a lot less fantastical, and if to say it like you can't just
utility.
You can't just like make a big guy in front of you block a bullet. Like you have to be careful about what happens. And so you need to be more physical. You need to keep. There's something more realistic about how we understand a gun to work than like if you were to imagine a fight with Star Platinum. Yeah. Like if you were to imagine a man walking into my bedroom right now, pointing a gun at you, or JoJo walking in pointing Star Platinum at you, you would have a better idea how to deal with a guy with a gun.
Yeah, and the first thing we see with Star Platinum is him catching a bullet. It's like, okay, guns won't be very useful.
Exactly, yeah.
Him. But somehow, like, Whole Horse did shoot Abdul, but Abdul got better.
You see, he bent back.
His gun
at the right angle. He bent back at the right angle. He's fine. No, but I think it's... It adds like a sense of weird realism to JoJo to have so many guns, and also like characters are very threatened by the guns and treating them like dangerous, deadly weapons.
And in the beginning, like, Paco also does not know his abilities really. Like he knows there was some blood they found at the school, but like they don't really.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he doesn't understand to not like.
He may have saw some like maybe the result of like the thing blowing up something, but like doesn't know like okay, I don't know how that happened or like.
Yeah.
They probably have a stand. I don't know. Yeah, we don't know the tricks of it. I'm just going in anyway. And he like, punches him in the jaw, like, chops his neck.
Yeah, he pretty thoroughly discombobulates him, I would say. Or at least I thought he was dead. Like, to me, that looks like a kill shot to crush someone's windpipe in that way.
Deadliest Warrior, that's a kill shot.
I'm sure that Paco was trying to kill. Like, I don't see why Paco would be holding back here. Yeah, it's one of those chapters that's like a lot of action. Like there's a cool little moment where Paco's open to lame. I'm going to say lame Chabang. I don't know what I want to call this character. And Usagi provides some cover fire in his own way. I love he's like crying and like shaking.
The normal like kid getting a gun for the first time and like seeing the reality of a gun before like anything.
Yeah.
But also, Jabang has the gun drawn on Paco. Yeah. I'm surprised he actually shot the bullets around her. Like I thought he wouldn't be able to fire a single shot, but he did.
Yeah, and then you also have to think like, okay, is he intentionally missing her, or is he actually just missing her because he's scared and he's never shot a gun before?
Probably both.
Yeah, like Usagi, for all he is, he's so weirdly innocent that I could imagine him not wanting to take a life.
Despite him maybe being addicted to drugs.
Well, yeah, I mean,
he bought drugs at one time.
You can be like a super drug addict and still not want to like kill people.
Have we like an addict main character in JoJo? Like that?
Sure we have.
And I don't think addicted to power doesn't count.
Addicted to Haman.
Blood. vampires are addicted to blood, but they're villains because that makes them
It's
evil.
funny because like the big point of conflict in part 5 is that the mafia
selling drugs.
is selling drugs, but I don't think we ever see a character that is like using or addicted. That's a main character. I mean, there might be some
Bruno,
background
I sell
guy.
drugs in the community. But yeah, so we kind of get she like, just breaks it for the basement where Lulu is, and she like locks herself in there, which is very funny. She's so screwed now being stuck in there unless like she convinces I guess Lulu to just kill everybody there.
Well, it was kind of a strategic move because right now what she's trying to do is maybe double cross Howler. That's essentially...
Well, as of now, she just kind of get a read for the situation because she saw, okay, I'm going to lock myself in here, get the information, then most likely text them. But then Meryl was like, oh, I kind of gave her the concept of you guys just stealing all the money, so maybe she's like trying to think about everything first before she like, I guess rats them out.
Yeah, when you say $50 billion, like that kind of puts a stop to other conversations.
And she put in there, like, if you work with us, we'll give you some, we might cut you in now. Like,
yeah, basically, yeah, Meryl is basically bribing. And it seems like Lame is very much considering this.
I mean, yeah, she texted her girlfriend later, but we'll get there.
I love that.
I love Lulu is just still so casual.
Lulu is one of my favorite type of, like, JoJo characters, just like a fucking shithead, nothing piece of garbage. Like there's so many of these like stupid
she would fit in like somebody they would beat in part 4 then just join the team. She
definitely feels like a part 4. Even like I feel like some of the Higashikatas I feel like would even hang with her pretty well.
Yeah, like, 2 out of 3 of them are like awful fucking people.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, she'd fit right in. But so yeah, Lame, it's just kind of hilarious to think about what Lame is walking into here.
It's the most insane thing to like, wait a minute, he was there, he's in a hospital bed.
Yeah.
The girl we sent in there to find something important is in here. They're gonna get $50 billion. Like, this makes, just like it doesn't make any sense to them. And yeah, I just like how, what's it called? She's like, oh, they won't call the cops because, if the cops get involved, like, they just go for the money. They take bribes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, whoever has the most money, the cops are gonna be like, they have loyalty. They just take whoever pays the most.
See, this is like a brilliant move by Meryl. Meryl is one of those characters that's like way smarter than you would expect.
So funny, people are like, user stand Meryl, come on. Or just like,
I don't think so.
It's so much more interesting. She just doesn't have a
yeah, I love that. I think it's cool because I always think of that thing in Hunter x Hunter where, do you remember when they go to like the Tower of Heaven and they have to like learn how to use Nen, and like Hisoka literally sits in a hallway and like he emanates power Nen at them, and if they walked into it they'd die. So like if you don't have Nen in this world, you're just a second class citizen. But in this, like, Meryl is smart and cunning, and like she's
the brains.
She's like actually like going toe to toe with stand users, like, in her own way. Like obviously she can't fight them, but
she's the actual brains. Where like everybody has some kind of intelligence. To JoJo, you're gonna have like stupid, like,
of course, random
autistic knowledge of certain things. But like, I think when we first started like the review, I think we may have said like I said that one of us, that she may be the Popo, where she's gonna betray them.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that too.
Because that big force. She is like a big force.
Yeah,
like,
she's physically large.
She's like female kingpin. She feels like
she kind of is. Do you think he saw Spider-Verse, the first Spider-Verse, and was like, "Oh, I want a big."
She has her own
character.
Vanessa that she's gonna like bash somebody's brains in there. But no, I really love, like, do her duty or her greed gonna get the better of her. I kind of gave her that conflict, and I love that.
Yeah, and I also, going with Meryl, there's kind of a cute moment where, not cute, but there's a little moment where she acknowledges Paco and Usagi coming to save her, and it's kind of just like, it's like, yeah, they fucking like are out, they got each other's backs. I know like last chapter there was a whole thing where Paco basically said like, look, Usagi, I don't care about you at all, like I don't respect you, but we're partners, so like as long as you can keep up with me, then like we're fine. But he likes Usagi, he's gonna want to kiss old him.
Tsundere.
Yeah, he's gonna want to kiss him on the lips later.
He's gonna kiss all the members of the crew, just like.
So it's I love this, like, it feels like these characters actually are growing a relationship together. And it's not something you can say about a lot of JoJo parts.
Also, I do like, okay, maybe she'll turn and like work with us, but like like this guy we just beat the shit out of. We gotta kill. The guy.
We gotta kill. This might happen.
Well, they assume that like, oh, he'll pray. The guy definitely wants to avenge Bobby Jean.
Yeah, I do really appreciate that too. We're not just like discarding Bobby Jean. Like that was like the cats. Like we're not just like the stupid cats.
No.
We're actually keeping Bobby Jean. Bobby Jean was a character. He had like an important role that he was playing, and he's dead, and that's a big deal.
They kill Lulu's adoptive dad.
Yeah. I don't want to adopt you. You're a piece of shit.
I love you, Dad. It's Jeff the spider from Millie and Mandy. You're like, I love you, Dad. Why would you love me?
You know what the funniest thing would be is if they reveal that Lulu is actually like 42 years old and she's just like a fucking creep, like mooch loser.
I am 47 years old. Like, oh my god. Well, and his hand starts bubbling. His stand is taking effect. Also, we still don't have a stand name for him.
We don't. We do see a little glimpse of it in the background in one shot.
I'm gonna hope we get the name of it or the stand bio.
Maybe next early next
I think
chapter.
he said we might get a cover for Ultra Jump next month. I think that's what I read.
I would love to see another in color JoJo cover.
But yeah, I like. You know, I do like, he literally had quite the accident. I'm like, this man was shot.
Yeah, Lame is a really funny character. Like, the more that we get of her just alone, like, the part where she texts Key West is also
she has
funny,
Google search,
too.
like, he's not missing, but he's, like, messed up. But, you know, I find out he's came in there, like, reported missing. I also just, like, Lulu's like, hey, I love your hairstyle. Your weird ball but ponytail in the back. Like, I love your hairstyle. Do you have a boyfriend? Which is very funny. Like, she's like,
it feels like something a kid would ask.
But Lulu's like, you get me out of here now? You're gonna call Howler? I just like love her like getting angry at the kid. I was waiting for her to just start poisoning her like right away, giving her super cancer.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of surprising. But so she doesn't know her. Like,
no.
She like Lulu clearly has never met Lame before, but Lame is aware of the situation. She knows that she got intel from Howler in particular. But interestingly too, like Lame does not know any of the details about this intel. So
also why she's gay, because men are quick to lie.
Well, we don't know if she's gay yet. We need this to be confirmed.
I think we get into her DMs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're getting there. But yeah, also we see the little nematodes coming out.
Yeah, she's like, I'm gonna get the truth from you. And she's like, I'm gonna give you super cancer. But yeah,
in exchange, I give you nematodes. You get super cancer.
You give me truth. I get super cancer. But yeah, I love so we get like basically every organization is just boarding as like the government, the fire department, the police,
the ATF probably.
Every organization that has a just a logo.
Can you refresh my memory? The engine broke or whatever because he shot through the wall, right?
Okay. Yeah, it pierced something, and all the gap you were like, you got it. What's that noise? You gotta get out of here. It's on fire.
All of his like personal private sailors that he hires, and he makes them dress like Navy sailors.
Yeah, and the key was we gotta get off of this. Like, you know, we're kind of bad. The fire's coming. The government's coming. We have to get out of here. Like, no.
Key West is a really cool character to give Howler, because if Howler was just doing this alone, I would just be like kind of bored by it. But having like somebody who's being more like thoughtful and mature about the situation, it really just highlights how stupid and like immature he's being.
And I like them like, okay, our plan is just like, just push it into you guys. We just keep looking at his face to stay quiet. Look at his face. Like, I'm gonna say, like, you know, push him a little bit, but that's all we need to do. And like, no matter what we do, he will be pushed because that's how the rock works.
So yeah, basically, to go back or to like just kind of recap this, even for myself, they essentially are trying to get him to sign a deal that's going to be a land exchange, so that he doesn't have any. There's like a culpability factor where he could get in trouble legally for having this land, but the idea is that they're tricking him into thinking that they're trading equal properties, which he's immediately like, fuck you, no, that our land has been on the island of Hawaii for years, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, but I do love that, where it's like, they know the cards are in their hand. They have all the cards here. Like, they just have to do nothing.
I like how
in a way.
He was like, I'll try talking to him, but you gotta get off the ship.
Yeah.
Like, no.
He's so
like, Key West, you're in on. I like he's getting paired. Like, Key West, you're in on this, aren't you? Like, you brought it. She's like, I have no idea what you're saying, and she does it. She's not informed about the rock, because she literally just met Howler today.
Yeah, it's really a really cool dynamic. Like, he knows about all this shit and she doesn't, but she's still trying to like do what's best for him.
And, for anything for Araki to ever put the bold and like the quotation marks around a word, that's like the right way to do that. I was just like it. But yeah, we get some more like him freaking out. I do like the parallel of like the JoJo holding the rock and then her pulling out her phone out of the holster. Yeah, the phone holster, and we get the DM with her. I'm like, I love you. Let's meet up real soon, okay? Make sure Howler doesn't see us. Gotcha. I'm only telling you this, Keaton.
So I wonder if.
Thank you, Hella.
Do we think Hella? What are you doing? I wonder if she's being like a little coy here.
Jump on me, dog.
Hella, get down. I wonder if she's being a little coy here to make it seem like if someone were to glance over and see that text, they wouldn't assume that it has to do with like serious business. Or if she's being legit, like maybe she actually is crushing on Key West.
I would have loved if this was like the DM before she like scrolled down, because that was the most that was the oldest message before you can see the newer ones.
But then so all she does is send a picture of Yokohama in the bed. She does more too.
I love the paneling of this, of like the DM reading of like scene.
There's so many like 2-page spread. Not that this is like 2-page spread, but I
mean, you get the file. Like, you see like the top of the page of like her scrolling and like zooming in. It really like it looks like
Araki literally since like late part 7. Araki's paneling has been like standalone. That's some of the best. He's amazing at paneling.
And they're just like, Lulu, stand still for a second. I'm taking a picture of you. But so like Lulu said, so basically they get the information from Lulu, like he was looking for a rock, and the rock has some connection to his fortune. So and this is what Howler is looking for. So she kind of understands what it is now, essentially. And
at least more than Howler was letting on. And is this the last we see of them in the chapter? I think. Yeah,
because you don't know what Key West. Some people, you don't know if Key West is just gonna like just team up with if there's any more text messages of whether like this is maybe Key West try to get in with them. Maybe she'll try to get the fortune for herself and LeBang. Like, I don't know. Like, it's interesting. Now we have more factors in here because Key West does have a a look to her that seems more than just like villain of the week. I feel like. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a really interesting dynamic that we have two of the bad guys' henchmen.
A lawyer.
Maybe like turning on the bad guy, like pretty early. I mean, we're chapter 26?
I mean, with the way Howler's been treating her, like I could see her just say, fuck this guy.
Also, too, and I need to correct or check this because I might be wrong. Isn't Howler's dad the one that technically sent them?
Yeah,
So he says he's like, what the heck am I paying you for? It's like, bitch, you ain't paying her. She's been paid for by your daddy.
So Papa Howler does seem like he'd probably be the main villain, I guess.
I think we're gonna get like a really cool Papa Howler reveal. This is our new fucking like not Kei Nijimura, the mom, Kato. This is our new. This is gonna be our new Kato theory casting.
Jobin main villain.
I can't believe it took 26 episodes for us to start doing more Kato theory casting.
And he's actually like drawing like adult characters, like looking like an actual age. So like. I think that'd be cool. I would love that because we haven't seen a picture of him or anything.
No, it's a mystery.
But yeah,
we might have seen like a silhouette in one of like because we've seen a couple of the past Howler generations in a few other chapters.
Oh, my father, he's in the Pacific right now and dealing with some fruit trading going on. Oh. What if I grew the special fruit on my on these lava rock
It would be the most epic version of this JOKAKAKA fruit.
All the fortune will go right to your balls.
All 4 of them.
All 4. Does somebody say 4 balls? And Gappy appears with everybody clapping. He's in a bigger. He has a bigger hat.
And his balls are out.
His balls. He grew 2 cocks.
Okay, let's not go crazy. So we cut back to Paco. His hand is starting to inflate. As we've seen the power of the unnamed stand of Ningbo.
Yeah, and then he gets back up. He tries to grab Paco's leg, and he jumps. And he does the coolest move because he's trying to get the gun behind the Uzi behind it, and Paco just like kicks the gun behind him, like. Gets the Uzi onto his back to like give it to his hand.
I love it so much.
It's just like really cool. It's like taking someone takes like a really cool sword from their back, but just with a gun, and just this shot of him bashing his head. Probably one of my favorite panels of part 9.
Yeah, I was talking to Plume Moth, who does our colors, the colored version of our thumbnails, and I was like, dude, I don't even know what thumbnail to make for this. There's so many amazing shots, and it might be this one. Like, I love this shot of Paco just destroying Ningbo's head with the gun. It's so cool.
He breaks the scope off of it. Like, it's so cool. I love it. It's like Paco is my favorite character. I think I said this before, where Paco is like my favorite. Next, like him and Charming Man have been my 2 favorite characters.
Yeah, Paco. I agree. Those are probably my 2 favorite as well.
And like he just like bashes his head. He looks like
his head is dented.
He looks like Okuyatsu's like slime dad.
There's a humongous dent in his head. So then he shoots him point blank, and it looks like, okay, what is happening here? So do we think that the bullets are immediately...
he's blowing up the bullets.
Yeah, so immediately
he's using his hand to block the bullets.
He's turning the bullet. He's like inflating the bullet. That is so fucking cool. The imagery is so cool. Also, I have to say, just makes me think of part 8 again with all the bubbles. And then he touches the gun itself. I just love I love when Rocky does this.
Yeah, gun non-factor now. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, he just messes him up like so much, and like Paco's hand explodes. He's so calm about it. He's like,
grab him and put him in ice.
So put him in a different cup.
Yeah, he says, I don't want to mix him up. Like,
it's just really funny. Like, we don't want the doctor to visit. We're just gonna go to the hospital. Also,
it's so funny that he said the doctor
after they just came from a hospital where a mass shooting just happened.
Yeah, I was thinking like, I'm sure that when they kill Ningbo, they're just gonna be able to put their hands back. No,
a mass shooting.
We're going to the doctor.
An elevator. Like basically imploded, like
a man almost dying, Yokohama. But maybe smooth operators can just throw those fingers back on.
Yeah, like a Waking 3 Leave style, where you just put the arrow there.
Just
like,
hold them.
It's fine.
They're just like hanging there.
But yeah, I like the little image of his fat stand, like a fat. It looked like, it reminds me of from this image at least, like a fat version of what's it called, of like Sex Pistols. It's like
yeah, I can see that.
I kind of,
if they all 1/8 the rest of them.
It'd be very funny if his stand had like an implant, like a little dent in his head too. It's just so. And he still throws up his dukes. Like his head is like half caved in.
It's
like
so fucking cool. I love it when a random like villain of the week just has so much fucking staying power.
He's just going CQC. He's not like freaking out. He's like,
It's so cool.
Like in D&D, you get to a fight with like a character, and you're both like down to 1 health, and you're just playing it like you both are just like on death's door.
It does a lot. It not only shows how scary the bad guys are, but it also it endears you to the bad guys.
He elbows him in his nose, his eyes like starting
explode
to pop out. Like it's so like this is like next to like when Gappy like punched Damo's head in, and like you just see like but this is like brutal. They're not turning to stone. No, just Rocky like I'm showing all of it.
This is a man.
He's like a creature. He's like a radiated creature, like the guy from RoboCop that got the radioactive waste on him.
It's really cool. I'm getting like big gappy bubble pop flashbacks with some of the way these are drawn.
And a thing I love, like a stand that like activates by touch, and like he has to take this risk. Like, okay, maybe this killed him, but no, his arm like bubbles up, and like he's caught off guard, and but like this shot of like the explosion happened. It looks like rocks are like blowing by Paco's head. It's so cool looking. Like he looks so cool. He's like so.
Yeah, Araki's just on something different. I'm just thinking back to when they first met Charming Man, the fight when they first met Charming Man, and Charming Man was like blending into the sky.
Yes.
Like Araki's just on some fucking real shit right now. It's so awesome.
And he gets grabbed by the neck, but he still looks super calm. So like he's just obviously like
But then, the neck is starting to bubble up.
Oh, if only I could flex my muscles to just move the inflation to my ass to a fart.
How have we not made any fucking inflation jokes
to
yet?
a fart?
Yeah, this guy's literally inflation.
This chapter is so rad that we didn't make a single inflation joke. Because,
well, here we go.
Because it's just like he just like pop. They don't like fly up, at least this one. I think he did that.
That happened to Meryl. She flew up.
I guess he can choose the acceleration of the popping.
If this man lived in the real world and he knew about inflation porn, he'd be a fucking millionaire.
He probably did. It's like what he does when he's not a fireman.
Imagine him as like walking into a convention and just touching like all the anime babes and they inflate. I'm sure a lot of people would get off to that.
Yeah, they totally would. All those people in like the fursuits, they just like expand. Like you go and it's just he loves the DeviantArt search. He just goes on DeviantArt and just finds everything.
Maybe that's how he got his stand. He's just like a big inflation fan.
Big inflation. It's okay. Is there a song that involved like balloons, inflation, blowing up?
99 laugh balloons. No.
99 red balloons. That'd be.
Yeah, I hate that that's called 99 Red Balloons in English because in the song...
Yeah, the Goldfinger song, yeah.
Well, no. It's just called 99 Balloons in German. And 99 a balloon is called a Luftballon.
99.
99. Right. She had to add something to make the song work in English.
Yeah.
99 red balloons.
It's so funny.
Popping everywhere.
I mean, that song was a hit in 2 different languages, so...
It's true. Nina, I believe, right?
Sure.
I think it's Nina.
But, like, I'm trying to think of, like, any, like... Can you think of any, like, balloon... I don't know, like...
There's
Led Zeppelin.
There's Big Papa.
Big Papa.
By
Led Zeppelin. Anything.
I don't know. Songs about inflation. Google.
Blow me away.
Blow me away.
Halo 2 style.
I'm sure there's a million songs like blowing up, like
blow it up. There's probably a song called Inflation.
This is I'm running
Gerb.
themes.
I like the Paco quote of Gerb. GRB.
Songs about
that song's about
inflation.
Balloon. No, don't Google that. You don't Google that. You Google it on a private. Like.
LOL. All right, songs about inflation. We have.
And say that.
Inflation took my money. Inflation took my beer money.
The country song.
Hilarious country song. Are there any songs you can think of on the topic of inflation? This is a real Reddit post.
I found one of r/weird Spotify playlists with just songs that have balloons in them.
That's interesting.
Balloons.
Marvin Gaye's Inner City Blues mentions it, apparently.
I can see, the playlist is just 99 red balloons and then red balloons from that movie Home. Like
no one's in a movie that nobody watched. There are no good songs about inflation, apparently.
Oh, shame.
Interesting.
There's like no song that a Rocky would probably like pick at that.
Oh, people there's this thread's about like monetary inflation. I meant like bodily inflation.
It'd be Fly Away or something like that. It'd be like something about flying maybe or hover.
Inflation took my beer money. All right, so I'm done with this conversation. What do we do next?
I want to get away. I wanna fly.
He's on a balloon though.
I know, but fly away is close enough though. Maybe he will fly.
He could be an airplane.
And then we can just post like the Fly Away lyrics video from Neil C. and it'd be perfect.
Sam, we need to move on or I'm gonna kill someone.
What? What do you want to say? The great chapter. Do you think it ends? This fight ends with him next chapter?
I can't see it going on more.
Forget just part 1 and part 2.
I think it'll be part 2. Araki doesn't like dragging things out more than like.
I feel like he did this earlier in this part where he did like a part 1 and part 2.
I think Bobby Jean was a part 1, part 2.
He like named a bunch of different parts, but that fight went on for a little bit though. Still,
I think it's one of those situations where like it started in a chapter that wasn't called Bobby Jean versus JoJo, but then it became one of those.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to look it up because the website we have to use now for it is like not. You can't read it off of there as like the chapter names off of just searching the chapters. I have to click on everyone, and I don't feel like doing that. But
true.
But yeah, he's probably gonna do a thing where he's like, oh, we're gonna cut back to JoJo and Dragona. Most likely, it'll be like one panel of like a reaction shot of the neck again, and then cuts to the two on the ship, and then Key West makes her move, I guess, of whatever she does.
Yeah, that's what I really want to see. I want to see what Key West does.
She's like, oh, I'm pretty sure my partner upstairs is fine. He's
cool.
He's probably winning the fight right now.
I think it's cool how they like have connected these two fights in a couple different ways. Like
it's fun.
It's Araki's doing a really good job with this part. I'm really happy for him.
I feel like he probably learned his lesson a little bit better than I guess trying to do the part 8.
Well, we are only 26 chapters in, so don't speak too soon.
Maybe. I know. But that thing of trying to connect multiple fights going on, it kind of connect it.
Yeah.
So it's definitely working better right now. And it's not really a fight on the one end. It's just like a negotiation of like trying to make them break tactics. Like, I don't know, like a Danganronpa or like a LA Noir, like trying to do the right option to like get them to break.
Yeah.
But okay. Anything else you have to say?
No, I enjoyed it. I love getting a JoJo chapter every month. It sucks when we don't get one.
At least we had a Rohan.
He was kind. He was
a
very
Rohan
kind
cooking
to
chapter. And we got to see the Stan Moss again, or the mask. This dog does not stop licking my hand.
Yeah, she just wants love. She just licked my foot.
It's like my hand is getting drenched right now.
She heard about inflation and she got excited. Hell, get down.
Not me.
Get down.
All right. I guess you do root beer talk then.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first? Because I know we're gonna talk about.
We'll talk about Elden Ring, Night Rain. Yeah.
This is not light rain.
What do I want to talk about?
What have you been reading, watching, listening?
Did I talk about Expedition 33 last time?
Did you?
I don't think I would have.
I don't think you. Cause when did you
I
finish?
beat Expedition 33. I loved it. It was a good video game.
Yeah, I haven't. I want to play it. I don't want Jim to spoil. But if you anything,
I won't say anything about it.
You want to
but
say anything about it?
It's gorgeous. It's a gorgeous game.
So, yeah.
The ending.
Is it good?
Very good.
Okay, very good. Good end. Sixth landing.
I think it does, in a way that
Does it have
a lot of people might be sad by, but are like, I think a lot of people really appreciate what they do at the ending.
Did they do sequel bait?
You could say they do, but not. They do. It's to me, it seems like they would treat this like a Final Fantasy series,
Okay.
rather than
Expedition 34.
Yeah, they absolutely would not do Expedition 34 unless it would be for like a joke. But no, I could see Clair Obscur being the actual like franchise and them doing more, but not to say that I need that or want that. I think this game is amazing and stands on its own.
Yeah, but have you adopted any French things or played anything with parries in it that you've been wanting to like?
So we'll talk about Elden Ring Night Rain a bit more, but I want to get better at parrying in that game because of it.
I have not even tried to really parry in that game.
It's funny though, like I've become so like hyper tuned to the frame rate or to the parry windows in Expedition 33 that like Elden Ring feels off to me. Like the timings don't feel right, so I need to relearn Elden Ring. But yeah, no, Expedition 33 is great. And then I'll say one other thing I'm watching.
Go for it.
I'm watching The Sopranos, Gabagool.
Gabagool.
It's one of those things. I'm at season 3 right now. It's one of those things where you like hear a lot of hype about a show, and then you start watching it, and you're like, "Holy shit!"
I get it.
It literally just not only like lives up to the hype, exceeds it occasionally. There is an episode. Someone's kind of spoiled this for me. But then I loved it, and I didn't care that they spoiled it. But there's an episode where it's in season 3. I think it's the first episode. Tony Soprano's house is being like wiretapped by the government, or they're trying to. It's a whole like thing. And throughout the episode, they play a mixture. It's like I don't know how they did it. Like, and at that time, it makes more sense now. But with like music mixing technology, but. They mix Every Breath You Take by the Police with I don't know what the name of the song is, but it's one of those like old songs you'd hear in like a sort of like crime movie with like it's like a big band kind of
like a noir kind of, okay. You go to like a club or whatever, that's what they're playing.
Yeah, well it's specifically like the suspenseful kind of, I'm sure it has a name, I'm sure it's like one of those super iconic songs, but it's like the kind of music that would play like when SpongeBob goes on patrol as a cop. Think of that, like literally that, like it's like the cop patrol music, but it keeps like it's like shifting, like it'll go into the Every Breath I Take and then it'll transition perfectly into that like sort of like copy noir-y. Oh my god, that whole, and it's not just like a scene, it's like half of the episode is this, and it's so fucking cool. And I was literally, I felt like, you know, when you're playing a game you get into the flow state, I felt like this episode was in the flow state, and like I think that's so rare for TV to be like that. But no, it's amazing. I'm loving it. It's a great show, and it's very funny. Tony's a very funny character. And also,
have you guys watched the clip of like James Gandolfini goes on Sesame Street to talk about how he's not really actually a scary character? It's great.
I need to. I know it exists, but I need to watch it now. Now that I've seen so much Sopranos.
He's like delightful.
I was very sad to learn, because like I'm out of the loop. I was very sad to like look up that he's passed.
Yeah.
Because he's so fucking wonderful.
Everybody loves him
in Sopranos. Like, I don't think anyone else could have played Tony in a way where you hate him and he's horrible and he does terrible things to people all the time, but you just kind of like him. You just kind of want to like...
It's the Italian charm, Jim.
You just kind of like... You were kind of always rooting for Tony. And like every scene, even when he's like cheating on his wife, you're just like... Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Like, your wife's cool and all, but like, oh, Tone.
You can't fuck that Russian hooker, Tone.
I've gotten into a habit. I'll do a lot of like verbal tics when I'm like alone, just because I'm bored. And I've gotten into that.
Jim walked to his fridge in the robe and white beater and just get some gabagool out of the fridge.
I go out to my driveway in my underwear and
in a gold chain.
Yeah, get my newspaper. No, but what I'll do is I'll just walk around my house, like mostly talking to my dog Hella.
What's the matter with you, dog?
And I'll like do a conversation between like Christopher and Tony's Brown.
Call their big puss.
We'll be like, hey, Tone, I heard about this Catboy fetish thing. It's actually pretty cool. And then Tony would be like, Christopher, You gotta stop looking at that porno.
Jim's gonna get the PS2 Soprano game.
I forgot that exists.
Yeah.
I need to experience all this stuff afterwards. It'll be funny. I just love the idea of like Tony Soprano. Also, I did play around with one of those like AI. I haven't done it in a while, but like I loved the. I know AI is bad. It's terrible.
But Jim tortures AI.
So I like to do the torture AI thing where you talk to like a character in AI, and I talked to Tony Soprano, and like it was really bad. It was a boring one. So I made him like get obsessed with Dragon Ball Z, and like I just made him like talk about Dragon Ball Z to his wife all the time, and I was like, all right, you are now a Super Saiyan. Name your super form. He's like, I'm gonna call this the Super Soprano form. And then I said, all right, name your attacks. He's like, all right, the Bada Bing Blast.
There probably is someone made like Sopranos like Dragon Ball Z art. I'm sure.
I would not be surprised, but yeah, I haven't really messed around with those AI things in a bit, but that was the last one I did, and it was cracking me out.
Is that the main thing? I guess.
Yeah, I'm done. Sorry, that went on too long.
I said I was in Night Rain. I'm like, I saw something bad I watched, but
what'd you watch?
On Father's Day, when I got lunch with my dad, I went back to his place, and then I watched a movie with him. He watched like a John Wayne movie called The Searchers. Fuck John Wayne, he's an asshole. But the movie is so I watch it just like see how like the stunts or like some of the really bad effects or whatever that would have it. Sure, John Wayne is such a fucking like he definitely had that like at Vin Diesel, the Rock law of like not really having to take any damage. He got his most damage was taking an arrow to the shoulder, but then like was fine like shortly after that, and like didn't really seem to sell it that much. He's like, if I have to get dirty for a scene, arrow, I'm gonna punch a woman. That's what he said. And so like the movie basically is essentially they had to go find this one Native American that killed essentially their family, him and like his nephew, and the little girl was Natalie Wood's sister, and then you find her later on is Natalie Wood, if you know anything about Natalie Wood. She's like a famous actress that died mysteriously on a boat that Christopher Walken was also on. Oh, I think I've heard about this. Yeah. There's a couple of those. But William Shatner also, his wife died in a very similar situation, which they claim is drug-related. She probably got like... But, but I think there have been people that try to say, like, William Shatner. Well, with Natalie Wood, they assume that the third other guy on the boat who had the boat was the one that either they got into a fight and people think he killed her or threw her off the boat, or killed her and threw her on, like, a dinghy, I think it was, they found her on. That's terrifying. Yeah, it's very horrifying, very horrible. That's why you don't go on boats, kids. Yeah. Even if Tony Soprano invites you. Actually, especially John Wayne should have gone on that boat sooner, instead of bringing people to a nuclear site shortly after. Yeah, that's not good. But no. But basically, he had to find the evil Native American guy named Scar, and and he's obviously played by not a Native American guy. He's a guy Italian. They probably like painted him up a little bit. It's hilarious. I've never seen The Searchers, but I've heard that it's a quite acclaimed film, so it's hilarious to hear there's so many shitting on it. Well, yeah, because you're not able to see in good quality, so you see like so many day and night shots where the sky is so obviously blue, but you can't see it. You can hardly see a thing. It's like when you put the light and dark filter down all the way. There was a shot also when the guy's drawing his gun, but he fired the blank too early, so he's like halfway to pulling it out, and you just see the smoke fire. It's very funny. It's just like, I don't know, I hate John Wayne so much. Yeah, he's pretty shitty guy. But like, okay, so I also found out that John Wayne had like a Nepo, his son, like a Nepo hired to put in like all his film, the cameo, either credit or uncredit. And he's like, oh yeah, this is like post-Civil War. I think he was like a fucking Confederate in the movie, John Wayne. And he shoehorned his son's like a Union soldier, and like, he's such a bad actor, like, he's the most obvious like Nepo hire in there. He's there for comedy shit. It's like, sure. And it just ends with like, they do find her. John Wayne also throughout, like when they actually find her, like, she's part of the Cherokee now. We have to kill her. She's one of them. And then it ends like them just wiping them all out and just getting her. John Wayne this is a really weird ending where like he like chases the girl they're supposed to trying to save, the little girl that was kidnapped. They get her to a cave, and literally he's about to like do like horror, like she's like horrified, like in like a corner essentially, and literally he's gonna kill her or like strangle her. It's like so weird. They like, fix her up and like, I'm taking you home now. I'm not gonna kill you anymore. I'm just like, this is so weird. The movie just ends. It's funny. A lot of older movies just kind of like end. It just also
It's really funny. Like, that's a movie from
the joke is like, oh, the guy accidentally, he was doing some trading earlier. He accidentally got married to like a big Native American woman. Ha ha ha! And then he shoots her away, and then she gets murdered or shoot her like a little bit after.
Yeah,
I was like, ha ha, funny. Like it just like it's I don't know.
Would you say it doesn't age well?
Knowing how I hate John Wayne, like no, they're better westerns I'd rather watch.
Who's the modern day John Wayne? Tom Cruise? Maybe.
Like, what you say? Like,
what I mean
no,
is
no. Because Tom Cruise will probably. He'd do his own stunts more other than just be a fat guy on top of a horse shooting his guns. He's
probably a better actor.
Probably The Rock or Vin Diesel. Probably The Rock.
I think Vin Diesel actually might be.
The Rock is. I would say The Rock.
Do you know what's hilarious? And you probably know this if you watch the Fast and Furious thing. Is that Vin Diesel like turned down Fast and Furious 2?
Yeah,
that's hysterical to me.
But no, and he had a cameo.
He thought it was bad
to do the cameo in Tokyo Drift. Like you gotta make me do a movie.
Yeah. I just think it's amazing that, like, because you think about Vin Diesel now, he seems like a guy with, like, no standards. And it's hilarious to be like, he read the script for Fast 2 and was like, not me. Get me out of this thing.
I would pick, I think Rock or Jason Statham. I think The Rock would probably be, because Jason would probably actually do his stunts, or The Rock, I don't see him doing his stunts.
Yeah. That's actually, like, not... And The Rock is also known for being weirdly prickly, too.
And there was another, like, oh, here's the marathon. It's like, here's another marathon for this Western star. And, like, this guy was, like, interesting because he was like the most decorated like World War II soldier in history. Like, he was an actor. He became a Western actor and everything. Like,
that's interesting.
There's a crazy like biography movie where he plays himself. But yeah, I forget his name. What's saying Edwards? Like, was it name of the I don't know. He was like more interesting and probably actually like did more in a war than John Wayne could even think about.
Was it Audie Murphy?
Yeah, Audie Murphy. He's like. Like, oh, I'd rather watch a movie with him and John Wayne. John Wayne's like a fat man with his own. I got my own gun. I'm just sitting on a horse. I'll shoot my gun.
Wow.
You see the medals? He had a picture with him on the medals.
He got a Medal of Honor at the age of 19.
Yeah, he had to like lie to get into the army, I think, or they fake a birth certificate.
That's fucking insane.
He fought like France and Italy.
Oh my god, you're right. This picture of him.
It's crazy. And he did a whole biography movie about like one of his like I think he like held out like by himself essentially.
Yeah, that's apparently how we got the Medal of Honor. That's crazy.
I'm like, wow, this is actors actually like he probably did in the 40s he probably did some horrible or probably died of alcoholism or something by the end.
Apparently he's credited to killing 241 enemy soldiers.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, I don't really ever watch westerns like especially older ones. I would rather watch like some of the good 90s ones like Tombstone and shit.
Oh, this is really... Yeah, I haven't seen many Westerns either. I forgot something else I did. I started watching Godfather 2, but I fell asleep.
Well...
That's embarrassing. I shouldn't have meant that. I need to finish it.
That's basically it. I'm not going to talk about... I did watch an episode of Love Island.
Very nice.
I don't want to talk about that more right now. It's just a weird reality show that I was watching an episode of.
Reality TV is just not for me.
It's probably the sluttiest show on that I've watched ever. So
interesting. Okay, Night Rain.
Yeah, Night Rain. So
Elden Ring Night Rain is a game that came out recently.
Yes, it's the $40 kind of roguelike Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Fortnite. I've beaten all the bosses. Jim had beaten 2. He fought a bunch of them. But
3. I fought almost all of them.
You beaten the first one, the chicken jockey, and did you end up beating another third one?
I think it would be. I don't even remember. Maybe, but I really really enjoy this game. And I was a hater. When I first saw that trailer, I was like, I got a bad vibe from it. It felt sloppish.
I'm still very like hesitant about this Switch 2 one, and I'm like, I don't like it being a PvP.
Dark Bloods,
because it's PvP VE.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I just don't trust people using Switch 2 internet connections.
Yeah.
But whatever. So I was really concerned that this game was going to be sloppy in terms of like slop-ish, not like poorly made.
Just slop, yeah, just like reuse assets.
Yeah,
like, that's a really
because like in the first trailer they put out, like there were a lot of characters that looked very similar to other characters. We saw
Nameless King, like
yeah, they showed Nameless King.
The final boss is going to be all the no, they're just like random mini bosses for certain other bosses.
So yeah, they pick Pretty.
2 from each game.
Is that how
it's 2 from
okay.
the first 3? Yeah, the first one is Centipede Demon and
Really weird choice.
What's the other one?
I don't know if I fought another one from Dark Souls 1
Was the Gaping Demon one of?
No, the Gaping Dragon is not one.
And I know the second one is the fucking Fume Knight.
The Duke's Dear Freya.
And Duke Dear Freya. I gave me flashbacks fighting the Fume Knight. I hate that guy.
I haven't fought him yet.
I fought him like once. And the third one is like Nameless King.
Who's
and the
third
Dancer.
One?
Which I haven't fought yet. Despite me playing it a lot more, I
Yeah.
have not seen her yet.
To me,
But like the 8 characters, there are 8 characters you unlock 2 later, and surprisingly, I really like playing almost all of them. Like I was playing the Archer Iron Eye first with his beautiful blue eyes, and then I was playing like the Wilder and the Raider, who are really fun, and I've been playing the little tiny Revenant girl and the Duchess are a lot of fun. Like I'm just like doing like flippy dippies like with the Duchess, and I feel like a god to like stall.
yeah, it's really I've liked playing almost all the characters too. The problem is that I've had a couple of runs where the build is just not good enough. Like
Yes.
I just or I don't know how to build the character.
Yes. So
I end up having a poor experience.
I learned at first off okay, I'm not doing this for everybody has full builds. What am I doing? I kind of learned as like through so many runs, but I had to teach you that when I played with you. And then as I mentioned earlier, I was watching Grapefruit play for the first time and seeing me and everybody in chat would just be like, "Stop dropping your weapon! You just dropped a really good pass there." Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like 'cause when you play
it's very like non-intuitive to think that something in your inventory could also give you a passive.
Well, the thing is, when you come from Elden Ring, you was like, okay, I'm only gonna have my weapons I want in my inventory for my character. I don't need anything else because weight was gonna weigh me down.
Weight, weight is a concern.
There's no weight in this.
Yeah, which is not. There are a couple things, and like this is very FromSoft, just not explained. Like, it's not explained that weight doesn't really matter.
Every character has like a different dodge. Some characters have unique movesets with certain weapons, which you don't really say unless he's in a character skill. Because one of the Wilders is like, oh, you get a special follow-up attack with great swords only.
Essentially, for the most part, they're all kind of designed around different build styles.
Yes.
Wilder, for just not to go through all of them, but like Wilder is kind of like a two-handed weapon sort of
he's
build.
Small shield with greatsword, but you can like switch it up. There's some things like you can play with two-handed or you play.
There's a character,
one.
There's a character that's kind of like Sekiro parry oriented,
and then transforms,
which is that transformation thing is kind of out in left field.
There's the Revenant that's like she summons 3 different things, can make ghosts of like the jobber enemies.
Really cool because that feels like an extension of the spirit summons,
and she can give you like a last ditch effort revive as well. Like so, you have a magic pixel. Give everybody a magic pixel for a short time, just so you can try to like, kill a boss to the last second. And everybody memed her to she uses giant weapons, which I do now. Cause it's funny.
It's very funny. One thing
the Guardians is like the big tank as well, who's kind of cool and can have the
he's a Birdman.
He also can instant revive with his ult, which is cool no matter how many pips down.
The Recluse is a good example of like the lack of transparency, because one of her abilities requires you to understand that basically I think there's like 12 or 15 different combos that you can do. So they call them cocktails, but basically like the idea is you're fighting an enemy. If they have a status effect and you activate your ability, you have like 3 charges, like you're filling like the cocktail up, and based on what those 3 are, it gives you a completely different ability.
It's
and some of them are like a pure offensive, like the one just because I know I did this one. If it's electricity and fire, those 2 statuses, you do a charge. You do need a spreadsheet. It's funny, but you do like a charge attack. The other ones are like buffs.
There's one if you get 3 magic, it makes like a FP regen circle for you.
Yeah, it's
literally like a black mage ley line in 14. Same like that.
It's one of those things that's like. You know the expression like something's like a mile deep but a mile wide but an inch thick.
Yes,
an inch deep. This is like the opposite.
It's the same thing.
It's like a puddle, like it's like a regular puddle you'd see on the street, but some of the characters are like they're so deep in terms of how to learn them.
And we you should get items that give you an element at least start out with, or like you have teammates that start out with have elemental weapons and you can plan it out a little bit more. They don't teach you that. Like in Marvel Rivals, there's so much shit their skill descriptions don't tell you as well.
Yeah.
Like I play Penny Parker in Rivals, and they don't tell you that like her nets can hide her bombs. and like can like make an extension of the net as well to make it follow a trail.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
They don't tell you so much about her kit, and like so nobody plays her because they don't understand. Oh, she's bad. Like no, you understand to play, or she's great.
And then that's not even a FromSoft game, or FromSoft are notorious for not explaining things. Like
yes,
but once you kind of play through a few and get a feel,
or Raider, you kind of
I think
do Unga
those
Bunga.
are for me. That's my personal play style that I prefer. But you really. Once the game starts to click, especially having someone help guide you through it, because when you first drop in, the biggest concern, the biggest issue is the timing.
Yeah, like if you play with me for the first you're
given like no time to like kind of understand what's going on, especially your first couple runs. It's really helpful to have someone walk you through. Like I just did it with some randoms.
Yeah.
And it took me a while, like playing with Sam and our other
followed
friends
them,
too.
and then like I kind of had a gist of where to run around. So I play with Jim. Okay, you kind of ignore a lot of the smaller guys for most of it, and just fight the bosses and get the buffs and level up and get some flasks. Mm-hmm. And fun bosses in the open field. There's some mini bosses that you should avoid because they're bullshit. And then, or you get some bad teammates. Like we've had somebody that just
it's unfortunate,
makes bad decisions, and then we don't follow them. They just leave the game.
It's weird to have like a 3-player game. It's 3-player is such an odd number.
Yeah, it could have been
for
4
multiplayer.
But maybe they have more characters. Maybe they'll upgrade to 4. It should have crossplay, but it doesn't, which is annoying.
Yeah, there's a lot of like stupid things. Duos are like impossible to do.
They're adding duos later, like actual duos later.
These things are crazy to me. Like, how do they not play test?
And there's some
these
bosses
issues out?
that are like probably very, very, very hard to do solo. Like the first one you do with the dog, and it splits into 3, and it doesn't change if you're doing a solo run.
Yeah, I think for me what the fear was. About it being kind of slop-ish is sometimes the fights don't feel very considered. Like some of the boss choices just feel random.
Yeah, they do Dear's Freya, which is like a random boss from Dark Souls 2 that's just like I feel like more of a meme boss than a real boss fight in that game.
It's kind of like a set piece boss.
Yeah, and does it feel like a tank, like a damage sponge more than an actual fight in it?
Yeah, that's a good example of one that doesn't really feel fun. Like it doesn't sure you can say that one guy is fighting all the little mini mob spiders, but compared to when we fought the Nameless King the other night, that felt like a real fun experience. And that almost like flipped my mind on some of the boss inclusions because some of them I think are just poor and they just aren't fun to fight. Even like some of the duo ones are like whatever, like the Demi-Human Queen and Swordsman guy. But fighting the Nameless King felt like, because he's so mobile and quick, it's like you might be squaring off with him for a second, but then he jumps over to your friend. It really felt like the multiplayer aspect was fun.
It's a multi-phase,
it's
a multi-phase like base fight where you don't really get like that. Like they may have a translation, but he's actually like 2 different health bars that he'll go through.
Yeah, and I think they made his first phase a little tankier too. I don't remember being that.
I don't like the ancient dragon because his hitboxes are just weird and it's just fighting dragons and the gap are annoying.
Yeah, the Elden Ring dragon skeleton is not fun to.
But a lot of the bosses are pretty fun. I think like the Night Lords, who are the last bosses you fight. The last one you actually fight in the game I fucking love. It has great music. But the Libra who you fought for the first time with me, which we almost killed, but the bullet hell.
Oh, actually, yeah, I've been thinking about that one a lot, actually. I really want to fight him again, because that one felt like there was a lot of depth.
There was a patch today or yesterday that actually going to add more madness weapons or madness aesthetic on other weapons, so you can do his weakness now. Like I fought did we fight? Yeah, we fought the Centaur once, which we got. Really close
did. Yeah,
he's fun.
Cool.
He's a very fast boss, and it's very fun to play that way.
Yeah,
we play Wilder. He have a grappling hook, so you can just grapple hook on somebody, and then it's like you're riding a boss like that. It's so cool.
Yeah, I do think. It's to me it feels very much like spaghetti against the wall kind of game.
Like the chicken jockey one's really cool because like one person, the ranged person has somebody to fight, and like depending on your third, you go mix and match.
Yeah, like I think it to me it feels like a mixed success overall, and like you've been playing it longer than I have. Yes. For me, the game feels like it has long legs. Like
there's character stories too, which actually do add some stuff or something new objectives if you have them set up and everything as well, which is kind of interesting. Like some of them are like
I gotta figure that out.
Some of them are like in-game events. Some of them are just like fights that only happen in the Remembrance stuff. We get character skins, or you get like. Extra the little relics thing, which the relics are all RNG, which is annoying, but some of them are awesome. Like they do, I think that's the one thing I wish they had more of the shifting earths, which are kind of like it changes the environment up. Mm-hmm. There's only like 3. There's some certain like roads or raids have like invaders and other raids and stuff like that, like other bosses, and you get some good buffs out of them. Like some of them break the game, but like I wish there were a couple more of them, or like little more changes or smaller raids included.
Yeah, it's neat how it like changes the map up to like we did one where it was like a big mountain, icy mountain.
We did a mountain one.
There's like a volcano pit.
We saw the Scarlet Rot Forest, and I'm not sure if you saw. And there's one more I think you haven't seen, but I won't spoil. But it's really cool. So I'm not gonna spoil that one, but it's awesome, and you get a really good. But one of those things where like, okay, you have to like head there pretty quickly on because they're so massive. Yeah. Like the one in the volcano one where we go like underground is really cool. It's
really cool, but every time I do it, my anxiety goes crazy because I'm like, oh my god, we're trapped under here.
You can run through it pretty quickly too, which is really fun on that one. Because you go verticality, you go like down a lot. And but it's a good thing that you've reached the bottom, which is like when the time needs the most, you can get out of there pretty quickly.
Yeah, one kind of more of like a meta conversation is like, to me, I like this game a lot, and I'm really surprised that I like it. But also, I feel like it's kind of, and Elden Ring itself has done this, but it's almost tarnished. Like, I know it's tarnished like the legacy of Elden Ring a bit for me, and like I think Elden Ring base game even tarnishes its own legacy because I remember, I was a huge fan of these games. Elden Ring I was so anticipated when I started Elden Ring. I like vividly remember like. There was a thing early game where like every 15 to 20 minutes I would see something new and unique that would break the mold for something that the game already established, and it kept fucking happening for like hours. I was amazed at the game, and I love Elden Ring. I think it's great, but the game just like it got too big, and I think the DLC is also like a good DLC like suffers from that too.
I don't know, man. I like the DLC up until the last boss. That's probably my least favorite Souls final boss than anything.
I have some like weird problems with the DLC, but yeah, the final boss was frustrating on release. Yeah. I think I might have even fought like a patch version that was a bit easier.
I was also super annoyed because like it was patch release. I wanted to get to the new 14 expansion that dropped, and I'm like, this is just like I'm just having all my motivation's gone. This like boss does not feel like when I've gone through all the Souls games, and there's been those bosses that are even when I play Bloodborne, like okay, these bosses like. They're insanely hard, but I see it. I see the line. Like I know I can do it. Where that one felt like, oh, I can't do this. I'm gonna actually call people to help me in here. And
I had to do that too. Yeah,
because like it's just like I can't see. Like my weapons feel useless. Like and like when I came out, everybody like you have to get a spear and a giant great shield.
There's
and
like there's a whole like meta, and at that point it's like I'm cheesing the final boss. Like
I playing the game. This is my style the entire time. Why would I want to change now? But I said I like in this game where. Every character I've been loving to play, even the guy with the bow who has been. It's fun.
The bow. I was having fun with him too, which I've never used a bow ever.
The first good bow ever in a Souls game. You don't have to worry about ammo. You mark people.
It's very nice to not worry about that.
You have big bunga.
We were playing with our one friend. I'll shout out Dalton, and he did so much fucking damage.
He had one that is like when you make the mark go away, it explodes, and it just like killed like one of the Crucible
it did
Knights.
Like more than 50% of its total health bar. Sam and I were both like, what? Did something? Did I miss something?
I only did that damage when I was Raider and I had the Great Hammer. I was just like doing that much damage on hits.
I'm not to say like I dislike this game or I dislike Elden Ring. I love Elden Ring.
I want to see content come to this a decent pace. I want more characters. I want more bosses and variation stuff. I want more.
I agree.
I want to play more. I want more variation. I'm just at the end now. Like
that's what scares me. It's like the game's only been out for like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks at this point, and like I'm newer to it than you are. But you've played it for this whole time, and you're already saying you want to see more. That's kind of like I'm like
like I'm addicted. I don't think I like it. I was heading like I actually really like this. I didn't think I would, but I actually really like it. Like
I just hope that the fact that you're already kind of like clawing for more just makes me hope that they've got good post-launch support.
They already said they're going to add harder versions of every character, every boss fight. Because you saw all the bosses you listed. There's one more on that list as well. After you beat like 3 more, there's one more. That's it.
Okay.
So like that's what you see on there is what you see. But there's some like bosses that are annoying that fight. Like I try to avoid their route, but I'm trying to get every achievement in there now. So that's what I'm doing now.
But like.
It's fun
to go back. I want to just go back to my.
It should have crossplay.
It should. That's inexcusable. But like to go back to Bloodborne as a counterexample, like Bloodborne is this like perfect like little artifact. It's not perfect. Bloodborne is far from perfect. It has like a weird chalice dungeon system. It's got some levels that I don't like. But Bloodborne as its own thing is just been its own thing, and it doesn't overextend itself. It doesn't take too much time. But Elden Ring is now becoming this kind of big, massive.
It's getting a movie.
Yeah, that's exactly my problem. Like to me, like Elden Ring was like this really special, unique experience when I first played it. And it started to wear off near the end of the game. And then, I don't know. I wonder if I'm just being a bitch about it. I wonder if anyone can really relate. No, I still love Elden Ring, but like, I can't start Elden Ring again and get that same experience. Like, it was so unique to that game. And
I had that. I kind of, Bloodborne had that in because like, I think I recently played through like all the original Dark Souls game. Like 3, I had that experience where like I was like loving my journey through Dark Souls 3 when I first played. That was the first like actual Dark Souls game I played. I like loved that DLC.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah, that DLC. I love like going like the free like Lady Free was awesome. That was like one of my favorite. Like, it was like a 3-phase fight that's very hard, but like I said, I felt like I could do it. Like and
I couldn't. I took me forever to beat Mr. Freed.
Slave Knight.
Slave Knight Gale. Yeah,
I beat him in like 2 tries.
I fucking hate you for that.
It was great. Like even like Dark Souls 2. There were some like. One part I hate the Fume Knight area. It's just the worst thing ever. But like the DLC.
Oh, I love that area. Well, you hate the Fume Knight.
I hate Fume Knight, but just to get to him is like a horror experience.
I like that.
I
just don't like fighting the
wipe it out.
I don't like fighting the combustion demon or whatever. What's it called?
The combustion. Yeah, I know
the lava guy. He like does DOT. I hate that guy.
I like the DLC of that game. I like the samurai guy you fight. Is really cool fight.
Yeah.
Like there's some cool things.
That level still looks like. Like I don't know how sometimes old games it's like how Resident Evil 1 remake still looks like
oh my god
beautiful like that level it looks pre-rendered almost.
And like in Dark Souls 1 like I said when we went through that one like, I had other than the centipede demon that was more of a joke like a meme like interest you had to get an object.
Yeah, why did they pick the centipede? I would literally rather see the capper demon. Bring the capper demon, make his dogs a little beefier. That'd be an interesting element.
I love it. Like I think got to a certain point like I think I really liked that a lot of the fights in that game. Like it was awesome. I love my experience. But I think because one last thing, if you had to add one more boss from every game to
that's a lot.
1, 2, and 3. Just one from each game. I think from 2 you add the DLC, the samurai. I forget his name.
I don't remember.
But you don't add they probably would add the Ivory King. It was his ads first, and then he would come in.
Ivory King actually would be cool because
I think they would because he could be an ad fight as well, and that'd be good for multiplayer. Not a horrific like single player experience.
Yeah, no, have him come in first, and then have him come in with his like minions, and then killing the minions buffs him. Like that'd be cool. I think that'd be actually a pretty cool mechanic.
I would just want him to bring any of the human enemies in there. Like they could just
I'd like to see. It's hard though because like how do you balance
Lady
it for
Freed?
multi?
You have make her
Sister Freed. I think would be perfect.
Give us one of them as the final boss of a run. Like make them both because it'd be 2 enemies, and then they can the phase will change when if you take out the father, or add a new one. If you take her out first, and the father transforms or something to
I think Sister Freed would be a perfect fight just because there's 2. Just use like phase, DLC boss. Use phase 2 of that fight.
If only they could take Bloodborne bosses over.
Yeah, I guess they can't do Bloodborne.
Ornstein and Smog feel like they could just be
that
there,
would
but
be. They need to like retool. Those guys are too slow. They need to like retool it.
Just make it like the Godskin duo. They fuse with them. Or what's that spider? The spider you fight in Blight Town.
What's her name?
I can see her being a boss.
Is there the M? Yeah, maybe. I mean, add a couple spiders in there. She's not too bad.
She throws some spiders in there.
Just throw some spiders in there. Oh, damn, what's her name? I'm a fake Dark Souls fan.
I'm very bad with names, so I have my excuse.
I've played that game too many times to not know.
But
Dark Souls Spider Lady.
Because there's the one that's trapped in the wall who I loved.
Quaylog. How could I have forgotten Quaylog? Fucking Quaaludes. I don't know. I can't think.
But yeah, I hope they add some more classes. I'm trying to... Cause, like, there's a bunch of weapon classes in their game that don't have, like, a designated, I guess, person to use them. So...
There isn't really, like, a faith... is there?
I think...
Is that what, like, the warrior...
I think Revenant uses face, scales and face, and dex. Because people say to use claws for her. It's a weapon you should be using for her.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. But like
I haven't unlocked her yet.
They can do a good mixture of something, or like They already have like the fast twin daggers. Have a fist character, because they essentially did added that in the Elden Ring DLC of having a fist weapon.
Yeah, and they're littered in the game, so that makes sense.
They basically added like, all the base Elden Ring weapons are in that game, so they could add the DLC ones next if they're desperate to add more content. This asset dump.
Yeah, that's ultimately that's my fear, is that a game like this is just gonna kind of be like, just throw some trash into it. Because, like, ultimately, a game like this shouldn't really be well considered. Like, there shouldn't be a lot of time. It feels more like experimental, let's have fun with it, rather than, like...
This is, like, the beta for, like, the Switch 2 game of, like, what they're trying to, like, get.
Compared to, like, a game like Bloodborne or even Sekiro, where it's this, like, extremely focused... Sekiro is an extremely focused experience.
And the Souls games have always been, like, even when they're single-player games for the most part, have been a social game. They want you to like socialize with people's experiences, with their playthrough style. You can call them in; they'll invade you. Like
the messages system is huge. Like, how many times have you been saved by reading a message and saying like, "dodge"
or "secret doors here"? Like,
or being tricked by it, which is funny.
Like, I have memories of Dark Souls 3 where like I put on like an item and it like, dragged me into an invasion world, and everybody was just sitting there chilling, and it was great. And then we all killed them so we could leave, and we all cried. But and they said maybe there's a test maybe to improve their online function ability, because Elden Ring had like a mod that added seamless co-op.
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, okay, maybe this is them trying to do this so they can like add like a seamless co-op too. Because they already said this is like the biggest. This game was too big. Elden Ring was too big, and they want to scale it down.
Elden Ring was fucking too big. If Elden Ring had been like,
they say they never want to do an Elden Ring again.
Good, they shouldn't, because like if Elden Ring had like a third of its content lopped off and like more focused, it probably would be like my favorite game of all time.
They did not need the underground stuff.
Kinda. It depends on. Would you mean like the whole underground river stuff? Because I think that's fucking cool.
It's cool, but like, I don't think it needed to be at. So there's sometimes
it was too big, but like it was amazing.
I feel they could have cut that up, not cut it completely, but like cut it up.
Yeah, like the first time you go underground and you're in the elevator for like 4 minutes, and you're like, how fucking big is this place?
Yeah, and you get like the scenic shot. But then there's sometimes you're down there, like, what am I even doing? There are some I'm getting the mimicked here. That's what I'm doing, I guess.
It is cool though too, because like you'll be like, how do I get there? And then like 14 hours later, you're like, oh, I spawned here. Like you spawn in like a weird spot.
Because Soul games, like you get stuck underground so much, and like you want to see the beautiful overworld more than anything.
Yeah,
that's more so what I'm thinking of.
No, I can see that. I do. When we're talking about like those little like mini catacombs, though, they're definitely
they were too many of those, but they did better in the DLC with those, because they were actually like pretty much all unique for the most part.
Yeah, or like the experience was good.
Like the jar one's awesome in that one.
Yeah, and going back to my first point of like every like 20 minutes there'd be something new. You would go into a catacomb, and it would, even if it was just the behavior of the gargoyles or it was a new gargoyle, the early game knew it just, I can't describe how amazing early game Elden Ring was.
But it's very funny.
Like keeping things fresh all the time.
It's very funny when you play people and they finally see the ulcerated tree spirit, and everybody just groans like, oh, fuck this guy, we're not fighting him.
Yeah, that's ulcerated tree spirit's a great reason why Elden Ring has a lot of flaws.
And what's the other one? There's like
the tree avatar.
Tree avatar, yeah.
Those are almost worse, because it's literally just the asylum demon.
Yeah,
it's actually just the asylum demon.
I miss the asylum demon. He's just chilling.
He's still there. He's still in the game. He's the tree avatar.
I know.
Air tree avatar.
But all right, anything else to say about Night Rain? You're going on.
We did talk for.
We always talk more about
a long time.
Yeah. Sopranos and Elden Ring. You got put Tony Soprano in the thumbnail alongside the bash to the head in.
Christopher, you gotta stop using a dex build. Paco, you gotta stop trying to kill Ningbo.
Paco, you're stealing my gabagool again in your muscles.
Sorry, Tone, I can't help it.
Hey man, our JoJo main character from New Jersey. They probably flew to Hawaii.
They've probably watched The Sopranos.
Blasting the Sopranos theme song. Yeah, he's like 15-year-olds or whatever. Yeah, like, watching Sopranos.
They're watching fucking Euphoria and shit.
White Lotus,
yeah. They're like, oh, these rich people.
Rich people, am I right?
All right. Plug it up?
I guess so. Wait, he loves Dua Lipa and
Sabrina Carpenter. Lotus. Is that who he likes?
I feel like a Rocky. Do you think we're gonna get a newer musical a more recent musical reference?
I hope so. I think the newest one is still California King Bed by Rihanna.
Yeah, give me a Sabrina Carpenter. I feel like he'll draw a cover of Dragona doing a Sabrina Carpenter pose.
Maybe.
She has a million poses she can do.
I hate to be that guy, but I've heard a couple Sabrina Carpenter songs. I don't get it.
I dig Espresso.
I think Espresso is like fine.
I think it's good. I like her music videos are a lot more interesting than anything else.
Did you see she did because like it's a trend on TikTok for people to speed songs up ×2 speed. So she made a version of Espresso called like Double Shot, and it's literally just ×2 speed. She released it officially.
It's so funny that she was like the main girl on Girl Meets World. It's so funny.
Is that where she's from?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything else Sabrina Carpenter.
She was on Girl Meets World. She was a Disney girl originally. It was crazy.
That's really funny.
Yeah. I think wrap it up, plug it up. All right, thank you all for listening. If you liked the episode, please like the video on YouTube, leave a review, leave a comment, anything that helps the podcast on any the I guess platform it's on. You can also follow the podcast or us on whatever social media. You know. I was thinking Jim's cutting it off for
oh yeah, I'm not really on social media.
Been healthy,
anymore.
Right?
Yeah, being off Twitter has been pretty good. I do miss it though. I miss Twitter because I followed so many artists, and I just don't see that art anymore, which is sad. I've gone on Twitter like a few times, just like on my browser, and I'll be like, "Aw, I miss seeing all these artists."
Yeah, I mainly retweet art and just chronicle my Kamen Rider watching experience. So, but you also can leave your name shouted out at the beginning of every JOKAKAKA episode. Leave whatever you feel comfortable leaving on our Patreon. And with that, I guess we will see you next month.
Yeah, we should have another chapter next month. Paco's gonna die.
We could have talked about the OVA, that series we watched the last time after we recorded.
Angel Cop.
Angel Cop.
What's it called? Angel Cop.
Yeah, the thing that what's it called? What's his name from Metal Gear Solid? Kojima watched the first 3 episodes of it.
I never knew there were 3 more.
There were 3 more, but it's so obvious how much he took from this show.
Yeah, well, he picked a good 3 episodes to not watch because it got pretty bad.
Yeah,
but
I enjoyed it.
We can talk about this some other time.
Yeah, we talk about some other. We just talk about the random things we watch after we record the anime series we randomly watch from like OVAs.
We're in our like 90s OVA arc, and I'm just more than ever confirming that the 90s were the best era for anime.
What was the first one we watched?
We watched the Dragon Half. We watched a bit of Dragon Half.
No, there was the one with the
was it
other
Demon City?
Yeah,
or
Dark City.
There's Demon City Shinjuku, which we didn't watch. Dark City, I think we watched.
Dark City,
Dark City was shitty, but also kind of amazing.
I just do a bonus episode just talking about all those various ones that we watched. We had to do like one more. And
I want to watch. Well, we should probably watch Demon City Shinjuku.
Ooh, okay,
that one is.
If anybody made this song and knows any of that kind of stuff from like that kind of era of like OVA shows, let us know. I
won't say every. I never regret
every single one.
I never regret watching a 90s anime OVA. There's always something to glean from it. Please recommend them. Even like there's a magical girl one I watched forever ago. That's one of those quote unquote dark magical girl ones. I think it was called Shamanic Princess. That was pretty freaking cool. Yeah, I love a 90s anime. It's totally not the nostalgia.
We're gonna do like remember the 90s episode where we're gonna be like just watch it and no one knows any of the shit we're talking about.
Yeah, no one.
I'm pretty sure Angel Cop or Dark, that one's on YouTube. I feel
Angel Cop,
or the one the Kojima one we watched.
Yeah. No. I'm just trying to. I couldn't remember if we like looked it up
we watched it on Prime, but I think it's also on YouTube.
Prime has become a home for all these like 90s OVAs.
These like horrible so many are just 1 reviews or like.
Yeah, no one is. We are like the third person to watch these.
All right, we went past it. That's what we always do. But I guess we will see you next month. I guess for Paco fighting part 2
next Tuesday.
Well, okay.
Goodbye.
Chainsaw Man Tuesday. We're back.
Oh, I wish.
All right, bye.
Bye.